All right, number 32. Brownlee's post office must be replaced with a larger one. Okay, why? The present one cannot be expanded. Land near the present location in the center of the town is more expensive than land on the outskirts of town. Since the cost of acquiring a site is a significant, that's a strong word, is a significant part of the total construction cost, the post office clearly could be built more cheaply on the outskirts of town. All right, so our author, we want to find our conclusion first. We have this indicator word that's since, so we know that this is a premise. And then our conclusion is going to be this last sentence. Like, what is this author trying to argue for? And she's trying to convince us that the post office clearly could be built more cheaply on the outskirts of town. And it's because acquiring a site is a significant part of the construction cost, and land near our current location is more expensive than on the outskirts. So like it's cheaper out there, so we should just move out there. All right, so our question says, which of the following, if true, most seriously undermines the stated conclusion? So this is a weekend question, so I want to make a prediction here. So what would make it so that the post office clearly could be built more cheaply on the outskirts of town? So we need to like have a reason for why it's not cheaper to go on the outskirts of town. So my prediction is like there's going to be something on the outskirts that would potentially make it cost more than the cost of building it in town, even though the land is more expensive. All right, so A says the new post office will have to be built in accordance with the demanding new citywide building code. Okay, cool. Well, just because the new post office has to be built within a new citywide building code, that doesn't matter if it's downtown or not downtown or out on the outskirts. So that's not going to be our answer. B says if the new post office is built on the outskirts of town, it will require, okay, so if it's built on the outskirts, it will require a needed parking lot, but if sited near the present post office, it will not. All right, I like this one because potentially like the cost to build this new parking lot, like it's going to take up more land, and maybe that will make it actually more expensive than just having to have the land in town. So I like B so far. C, if the new post office is built on the outskirts of town, current city bus routes will have to be expanded to provide access. Well, we don't care about the cost of the city bus routes. So maybe if expanding it, like that would cost more money for the city, but we're talking about building it, not the cost of just building the building to be not be cheaper. So it's not going to be C. D says if the new post office is built on the outskirts of town, residents will make decreased use. So residents will use less post office boxes, which the result that mail carriers will have to deliver more mail to homes. So I guess like if it's on the outskirts, less people are going to go pick up their mail there, and there's going to have to be more mail carriers that deliver to more homes. So once again, like, yeah, this might not be a good thing, but it has nothing to do with the cost of the building. So we're going to go ahead and cross D off. And then E says, if the new post office is built near the center of town, disruptions to city traffic would have to be minimized by taking such steps as doing some construction in stages at night and on weekends. So this is an inconvenience, right? That if we build the post office near the center of town, but this has nothing to do with cost. So we're going to go ahead and cross E off, and that is why B is going to be our answer.